days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, right at you, you give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.
I follow you on Twitter, Dr. Summy Show, and I want to put out the number as well because we took a light poll here on Urban View, and the majority of the folk who listen said Joe Biden should stay in the race. I was like, okay, all right. A lot of people saying a lot of different things. Well, Joe Biden this morning called Joe Scarborough and Mika and them on Morning Joe. Before I go to the videotape, I see you grinning. Where are you on this? Do I have to gather you? I don't know yet. But go ahead. I'm listening. Oh, we can't hear you because you're muted, which might be prophetic. I don't know what you're going to say.
Yeah, sorry for that. I think he should stay in the race.
Okay.
Because the chances of the base that would vote for they don't. I don't think that Kamala and
Vice
Joe
President
have the
Harris.
same.
We call her Vice President Harris on this
I don't
show.
think the Vice President Harris and President Biden have the same base. I don't think they have the same level of enthusiasm. I don't think in their base. I don't think that they have the thing that would make people vote for Vice President Harris is not necessarily the thing that would make them vote for President Biden. The idea that you're simply voting against Trump has something that, didn't work for Hillary. It maybe worked the last time, but we don't know that that's necessarily going to be a go-to winner this time around. He simply has to strengthen himself as a candidate. He has to present.
Does he? Does he? Listen, let me just say this with my full chest. Mm-hmm. If the same equal and opposite energy is not with the pussy grabbing felon who Epstein files just got released, probably is also allegedly a pedophile, definitely is morally bereft, 6 times bankrupt, could lead us not into just a war, but total. Like, if y'all don't got that same energy, I don't really even care about President Biden being a better candidate at this point. Like, it's irrelevant if there's not the same level of energy, and the media is not bringing the same level of energy.
They simply couldn't care less about. Think about it. Before he was elected.
Wait. These evangelical Christians don't care about child rape.
These evangelicals don't even care about
Wait, hold on. I'm being very facetious right now. Damn priest.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but we've seen for years him objectify his own infant daughter by saying when she was born she has her mother's legs, and made reference to her mother's other body parts. Like, it's yet to be seen if she has her mother's other body parts, like her breasts. He said about the same daughter when she got older, after years of taking questionable pictures with his daughter, that if she wasn't his daughter, he would date her. Now, of course, dating comes along with sex. So when a man says if his daughter wasn't his daughter, he would be having sex with his daughter, the same daughter that he's been sexually objectifying since she was an infant, if that didn't turn off his followers before, getting caught on video saying that he can grab and take liberties with women's bodies because he's a celebrity. There are women who showed up at his rallies with T-shirts that invited him to grab theirs.
Right, I saw that.
You see what I'm saying? So the very thing that makes him a horrible person, that any reasonable person would say, well, this is clearly disqualifying. You could barely get hired at McDonald's with 34 felonies, but suddenly they don't care about felonies because the system is unjust and the system is broken and it's unfair. Same way they were all Blue Lives Matter until they were against the feds and banging cops over the head with flagpoles on January 6th. These people don't really believe their beliefs. They're simply whatever they need to be or say in the moment to get through to the next phase of getting what they want. So I think they understand. We've seen this before. We've seen the Republican candidates say, we know he's unqualified. We know he shouldn't be president, but he's popular and he's their way in. So as long as
we've seen Nikki Haley say he's unfit. We've seen Marco Rubio say he's unfit. Ted Cruz, and then they jump on the back. Yes. So here's my assignment for everyone listening. I will not Other shows can do what they want. I am laissez-faire. I don't mind anybody else's business. Anybody else that has a platform on Urban View, they do what they do. I do not get involved in anybody else's show. I promise you. Period. Trust and believe that. I will not be talking about Joe Biden's fitness anymore.
Right.
I will be spending my time telling you why you should get out to vote in November, what's at stake. We're going to talk about Project 2025. We're going to talk about a lot of things. I'm not going to talk about Joe Biden's fitness at this point, because unless there's a rallying cry for Trump to step down, 34 felony counts, guilty. Did I get to 34? Guilty. Not even to mention all the indictments, and now the Supreme Court has pretty much given him immunity to just beat all the cases. Till there's a rallying cry for him to step down because he's immorally not fit to run anything but his mouth. And even then, it's a lot of jibber jabber. I'm not entertaining it. I'm not entertaining it.
Well, we don't. Do we even really know Trump's fitness? Like, do we know that for sure?
We don't.
Like, has he ever?
Look. The Dr. Ronnie, that doctor said he was the most healthy doctor. That he was 6'3", 190. I said his left thigh's 195 pounds.
Right.
What are we?
And that guy looked like the guy that you would buy comic books and weed from. And we don't know anything about that dude.
Yeah, we do. So, I think he just went. Did he? Something happened with him recently. Let me look up Dr. Ronnie and where he is. But yeah, no, this is.
But with Trump was stammering himself. Trump was forgetting things himself. Trump was talking about Frederick Douglass as if he was still alive himself. Trump has been imbalanced. Trump is rumored to not be able to control some of his bodily functions. If you really wanted to go that route with the ableism and talking about his physical fitness and mental fitness, they could have done the same thing with Trump. But the difference is Trump's followers couldn't care less about any of that, whereas Biden's followers started flipping on him and asking for a replacement at the moment that he embarrassed them at the debate.
Right. As if. So this is the fundamental difference, right? there are people who require folk to be, there's a standard. And I'm not saying that there shouldn't be a standard. I'm saying there is no standard though. So if there is no standard or there are no rules, why are we playing by them? And by we, I mean human beings that want to be free. Why are you playing by the rules that are set for you when no one else is playing by these rules? So let's make our own rules. Let's do what we need to do to get from here to there. I want freedom. How about you? Let's go. 866-801-8255. Dr. Ronnie actually was demoted, former White House physician turned GOP congressman who regularly touted his military bona fides, is no longer a retired admiral. He was demoted July 2022 following a damaging Pentagon Inspector General's report that substantiated allegations about his inappropriate behavior as a White House physician, a previously unreported decision confirmed by a current defense official, and blah, blah. He sucks. Let's go. He's a horrible person. Another horrible person, allegedly, but not really, because they don't just demote people willy-nilly. Let me play, first of all, President Joe Biden calling in to Mika and Joe, Morning Joe. The real Morning Joe was always Joe Madison. Let me just say that with my full chest as well. Not them two, but he did call them two because I think they answered the phone. All right, play it, Smiz.
Right.
How can you assure the American people that you won't have another night like the one you did in Atlanta?
Look at my career. I've not had many of those nights. It was a terrible night, and I really regret it happened. But the fact of the matter is, how can you assure you're going to be on faith that can intervene on your way to go to work tomorrow? Age wasn't the idea I'm too old. Created over 15 million jobs, 21 million insured for the ACA, beat Big Pharma, relieved student debts for 5 million people, first black woman in the court. So I think I had a significant run, and that's how I'd measure me. Measure me what I've done. And by the way, in terms of my neurological capacity, I had a neurological physical as well in February. It's released. I released all my records, all of them. And I have a neurological test every single day. Try sitting behind this desk and making these decisions. You know it. Both of you know it. They know it. I'm not bad at what what I do. And now, it doesn't mean I never make a mistake. I do, but I'm making those decisions.
All right. There's another clip from that. Dr. Summy Show is here. As I was listening to him call in, I was thinking maybe the debate was like a rope-a-dope, where you do the most horrible thing. Not to mention he had just come back from overseas, airplane. Listen, he had a cold, whatever, but to have the worst possible outcome and then be like, haha, no, what? Listen, I do stutter. My words don't come out right, but listen, I dare you to do this job. 90% of the people that come into the office leave looking like holy hell. They're gray, right, haggard, beleaguered. That's a hard job. The only person that left looking better was Trump. That's because he never did the job. He never did the job. It was all an opportunity for him to make more money. He never did the job in 4 years. Stop playing in our faces. Yes, Dr. Summy.
Well, and also because he wasn't fact-checked in real time. He was able to lie, and lie about the lies that he lied about, unchecked, and tell some really outrageous lies in real time. Some of which you could tell with Biden reacted to like, what? You can't, by now you shouldn't be stunned by how brazenly Trump is willing to tell a complete bold-faced lie in front of the world. But there was no pushback. There was nothing that made Trump feel like he had his back against the wall when he could just lie unchecked, knowing that it was a game of optics. All you had to do was just seem lively while you were lying, seem very spirited and present while you were lying, and then just let the other person, whether they're telling the truth or not, let the other person live up to your Sleepy Joe label and watch the night of long knives begin when people started to turn on one another, which is interesting to me because there's lots of things that you can challenge your candidate on of substance. Like if you want to challenge Joe Biden on substantive policy issues or whatever, y'all had all these years to do that. But to wait until now to say that because of this debate performance, that's the reason we want another candidate is wild. That's wild. That's never happened.
Well, they were looking to do it anyway. This is all, to me, you're just looking for a reason to not do this. And all of the
they should let them primary.
Yeah, right. How about that?
Why didn't they primary Biden if they wanted? Yeah.
Right. But this is not about Joe Biden. This is about Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris. This is all about Vice President Kamala Harris. This is all about Vice President Kamala Harris. It's not about Joe Biden at all. It's about the possibility of Kamala Harris. I'm going to play a clip before I get to that clip. One more clip from Morning Joe Smith with President Biden.
American public is not going to move away from me as an average voter. And again, I'm here for two reasons, pal. One, to rebuild the economy for hardworking middle-class people, give everybody a shot, just a straight shot. Everybody gets a fair chance, number one. Number two, remember all this talk about how I don't have the black support? Come on, give me a break. Come with me, watch. I'm getting so frustrated by the elites. Now, I'm not talking about you guys, but about the elites in the party who they know so much more. But any of these guys don't think I should run against me. Go ahead, announce for president. Challenge me at the convention.
Ooh, challenge? They lay down a broker convention. When have we seen that? Dr. Summy Show, what's with the finger? What? You want to run? What you gonna do?
My days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, you give me something to believe in, just what I